Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Aging with Attitude. My name is Phil Koch. I'm your host. We have a special guest tonight who's been on the show a few times before. Nathan Hefner is joining us. Good to see you, Nathan.
Good to see you too, Phil.
Nathan has been performing music almost his whole life. Started singing since at the age of 3, playing the piano at the age of 5, and has been performing for almost 30 years or over 30 years with various artists, including people like the Letterman, the Smothers Brothers, and even his most beloved singer and mentor, Patti Page. Tonight, we also have with us Donna Dye, who's one of the producers here on Channel 21, servicing the greater Charlotte metro market. Donna is an organist at 3rd Presby and plays with the St. James Male Chorus and is with A Healing Touch. I'm going to turn it over. Welcome again, Nathan.
Thanks, Phil.
Welcome, Donna.
Thank you.
It's good to be back over here.
Good to see you too. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh, what are we going to do tonight?
I have not really got an idea much of just do some of the wonderful songs from vocalists that I love to hear and listen to and sing their songs. They're not, most of them not around anymore, but thankfully the music is. So this is one by Doris Day that she did and made famous in a movie. I think it was called Calamity Jane. That was
Great movie, great song.
Oh yeah. Once I had a secret love that lived within the heart of me. All too soon my secret love became impatient to be free. So I told a friendly star the way that dreamers often do, just how wonderful you are and why I'm so in love with you. Now I shouted from the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil, at last my heart's an open door. My secret love's no secret anymore. From the highest hill, even told the golden daffodil, at last my heart's an open door. My secret love's no secret, it is no secret. My secret love's no secret anymore.
I can remember seeing that movie when it first came out, and wonderful.
Donna should say things like that.
Hey, but I do. What can I say? I was telling myself, but I don't know many teenage girls at that era that could not identify with that song at some point in time.
I was thinking on the way over here to the studio about the singers that did these songs, and they're all gone.
Yes, that's true.
But I'm 38 years old, and I've been fortunate enough to either see a lot of them live or know some of them, and get to know them on a personal level. And what a treat that has been. Patti Page was one of them. K-Star,
yes,
is a fabulous person, and I've heard so many stories. Kay would, even on the phone, Kay always liked to tell a story or something. She'd talk about how she would teach Judy Garland how to water ski in Reno, Nevada, or do some just crazy stuff. Anyway, nice times with those people.
Oh, I bet.
But there's none left. Vic Damone is one that's still around. Doris Day's still around,
Yes.
but not performing. None of them are performing much. Kay's around, but not performing. So it's just the end of an era. And the sad thing is that you can go to a high school now and say even Frank Sinatra's name, and I've heard that name, but I don't know the music. It's just I guess that's the way it is. It's just too bad, though.
It really is. I agree with you completely. Well, can we have another one,
Absolutely.
please?
One of my favorite, he was a fabulous piano player. Most people don't identify him as a piano player. And Phil, it's funny, we're talking about him,
Yes.
is Nat King Cole. Took a monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, now listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of jiving? Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzer told the monkey, you are choking me. Release your hold, I'm gonna set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye. He said, your story's so touching, but it sounds like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Told the monkey, you were choking me. Release your hold, I'm gonna set you free. The monkey looked the buzzer right dead in the eye. He said, your story's so touching, but it sounds like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of jiving? You better straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Fly right.
Oh, that's just too...
It's a fun song.
It's too funny because before, when I was growing up, that was one thing that my mom, right before we would incur Mama's wrath, you better straighten up and fly right, and I mean it right
Well,
now.
I'll tell you how the song came about, though. Nat King Cole's dad was a preacher and delivered a sermon. I don't know at what age, but that sermon inspired that song. Evidently, you're not the only one that had that told to them.
Well, needless to say, Mom was a church pianist, so I'm sure that's probably where that came from.
I would say so, yeah. Yeah, I've never gotten to hear you play.
Oh.
It's not fair. It's like 4 times. I have to sit there and play for you.
Well, you do a great job. You
thank
really
you.
do.
I was thinking of another song by Nat Cole because there's just so many he did that were so good, and I am no Nat Cole, but the songs are so good. And this is one that he did that I absolutely loved. Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, men have named you. You're so like the lady with the mystic smile. Is it only 'cause you're lonely they have blamed you for that Mona Lisa strangeness in your style? Do you smile to tempt a lover, Mona Lisa? Or is this your way to hide a broken heart? Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely, lovely work of art? night, a broken heart. Many dreams have been brought to your doorstep. They just lie there and they die there. Are you warm? Are you real, Mona Lisa? Or just a cold and lonely work of art? Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa.
That's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'll tell you something about that tune too. It's that originally Jay Livingston, who wrote the lyrics to that song, and he wrote a bunch of other big hit songs. Originally, it was going to be prima donna, da da da. That's the true story, and it just, you think about that now, and think, that doesn't work at all.
No, no way.
Thankfully,
no
he
way.
did change it.
Let me ask you a question,
Sure.
if you don't mind, for just a second. What we're talking about this music being the end of an era, more or less. How receptive do you find young people, or what ages typically are your audience, and are you able to branch out to younger ones?
Strangely enough, I find new audiences all the time.
Wow.
I think I don't find them with the 21 crowd, you know. And the bad thing is I'm not that much crazy older than them, but
No.
it's enough big of a gap that I think you reach an age that you start appreciating a certain level of in the arts and everything, music,
Right.
painting, sculpture, theater.
Right.
I think you just don't get it. And you know, it's the here thing, the now thing for younger audiences. But when they do get it, they get it. And I think when they do find it, when they discover the music, it does reach them. Especially something as I won't say pedestrian. That's not the right word for it, because there's nothing pedestrian about Frank Sinatra. But he's definitely the biggest
Right.
of that era that people, and especially younger generation, that they hear of and can identify with. I stay busy all the time with shows that are getting audiences of all ages. Now again, I don't have the 18-year-olds and 21-year-old crowd beating down the door to get in to see the show, but yeah, it's still there. It's just a matter of what we live in a world now that's run by the media, whether it be computers or television or whatever. And they, as always, they kind of pump into society what they want you to hear or listen to or appreciate or go by. And it's not Frank Sinatra or Perry Como or Patti Page or Rosemary Clooney. It's all the other stuff.
Most of us not.
I can't even name. If you had to ask me to name three, I couldn't do it right now.
But the same way.
Of the top pop artists.
Because I'm probably about that much older than you are the 21-year-olds.
I'm not going to ask you that, Donna.
But anyway, let's have another song, please.
Okay. I'll tell you, I do a lot of, not as much anymore as I used to, but I used to go to Savannah, Georgia a lot. And have you been down there?
Once, a long
It's a
time
lovely,
ago.
lovely town. Go back. It needs to be a vacation spot for you. But from down there, they're very, very, very proud of Johnny Mercer, who is from that town.
Yes.
And they should be. One of the greatest songwriters of all time. And when I would go down to Savannah, they liked me immediately because I knew lots of Johnny Mercer songs. And this is one of his best, and music by the great Henry Mancini. The days of wine and roses, laugh and run away, like a child at play, through the meadowlands, toward a closing door, a door marked nevermore, that wasn't there before. The lonely night discloses just a passing breeze, filled with memories just a passing breeze, filled with memories of the golden smile that introduced me to the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, the days of wine and roses, and you.
Absolutely fabulous.
It's a pretty song.
It is. But I also think it's interesting how some of the people work together. Seems like some duos work just beautifully together, and I don't know how those two met.
It's
but
funny that you bring that up because I'm actually working on a show with a friend of mine who does an annual Christmas show each year, and we choose a songwriter. It's been Christmas with Cole Porter or Irving Berlin or Rodgers and Hart, Rodgers and Hammerstein. This year we're doing Henry Mancini, and I'm so excited about doing the show because there's so many good songs, even just instrumentals like Peter Gunn and the Pink Panther and things like that. But especially we're talking about the collaborating team of Johnny Mercer and Henry Mancini. I don't know how they got together. I just know that Johnny Mercer was a huge hit songwriter for years and years before Henry Mancini came along.
Right.
I think when Henry Mancini came along, he was a huge hit, and the two was just naturally got together. And then they wrote Moon River, they wrote Days of Wine and Roses, they wrote Charade, Moment to Moment, and so many just beautiful songs. All of them nominated for Academy Awards and won several. So.
well, that might be an interesting thing to find out for your show.
I have no idea. And in fact, I'm going to try to contact Henry Mancini's widow, and she's still around, and talk to her and find out. But yeah, I have no idea how they actually met, but I sure do enjoy doing their songs.
Well, they do a great job too.
Oh, well, they're nice songs to do.
Another selection.
Yeah, I was thinking about Dean Martin is a favorite of everybody's. I've never met anybody that said, I just don't care for him. He's not my thing, you know. Everybody, whether you like him as a singer or as an actor or as a television personality, he was just so much fun and such a character.
Right.
And this is kind of his theme song. And it's actually recorded by Frank Sinatra long before Dean Martin ever got a chance to do those. Years before, but Dean ended up having the hit with it. You remember this one? Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying that my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found in your arms. Everybody loves somebody someplace. And although my dream was overdue, your love made it well worth waiting for someone like you. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found
do too, but I think it's very interesting how several artists may record it just like you were talking about, but one, it just suits their
wasn't-
voice quality, their personality, there's something about it.
The song was written by a guy named Ken Lane, who was Dean Martin's piano player and conductor.
Okay.
Like I said, Sinatra recorded it several years before Dean Martin did, and then Dean Martin recorded it and it wasn't a hit. And then he recorded it again and it wasn't a hit.
Maybe
And
people
I have no idea why that works. One of my favorite song of mine, I know that Gentle on My Mind, for instance.
Yes.
Written by the great John Hartford. Glenn Campbell recorded it on an album. And it kind of sat there. And my friend and favorite singer, Patti Page, did it as a single and had a pretty good hit with it. And the people at Capitol Records said, well, maybe we should think about releasing Glenn's as a single. And they did, and it was a tremendous hit.
You never know.
Fickle finger of fate, I guess, whatever they call that. Yeah.
What else do you have in mind?
Oh, I don't know. Here's a good. I've been dancing around the Sinatra subject here. This is one song that he did, and it's another that was covered by another artist who I got to see in Charlotte here a couple years ago. Frankie Valli came,
Oh,
and I had third row seats for that.
That's not fair.
It was nice. I got to tell you, it was nice. And he came out, and I thought, he's gonna do his songs, and we'll take an intermission. He was 79 at the time. He's now 80. He came out and he did a 2.5 hour solid show. Amazing.
Wow.
Just amazing. I couldn't do that for all the rice in China. But they both recorded this. I've got you under my skin. I've got you deep in the heart of me. So deep in my heart, you're really a part of me. I have got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I've said to myself, this affair, it ain't gonna go so well. But why should I try to resist when, darling, I know so well that I've got you under my skin. I sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of the warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin. I'd sacrifice anything, come what might, for the sake of having you near, in spite of the warning voice that comes in the night and repeats in my ear. Don't you know, little fool, you never can win. Use your mentality, wake up to reality. But each time I do, just the thought of you makes me stop before I begin. 'Cause I've got you under my skin, and I like you down under my skin.
Oh, Nathan, that was fabulous.
I love this
That,
song.
I
I
do
should give
too.
credit where credit's due. It's by the great Cole Porter.
Yes, awesome song.
Never
and
met a Cole Porter tune I didn't like.
I
ever.
agree with you. I agree with
Good
you.
stuff.
I think it's great. We were talking about Frankie Valli too. The fact he was able to do that and still perform
know,
like that.
yeah.
He and Tony Bennett, I think, are just incredible.
Tony Bennett just blows my mind. How wonderful he's still doing that. He's 85, 86 now, and still just going strong.
Goodness. Well, we're really running very close out of time,
know
but it's been so much fun, and it
I
just
agree, Donna.
seems to fly.
I know.
Why don't you?
Play us out.
Please, please.